All right, we're back. We're back and we're still broke, but that doesn't matter. I feel like this video is about the current job market because finding a job is nowadays not just hard, it's like almost impossible. So I was thinking of making a video about the current job market because I'm also a young person and I hope that there's other people who can relate to my experience when it comes to that. Where do I even start with the job market? Is there even a job market? This is the whole thing. I think when it comes to the job market nowadays, it's not the question what is it about the job market? It's more, is there even a job market? Is there even jobs out there? I've been applying for internships and apprenticeships for like I think about a year, about a good year, maybe 8 months, something like that. And I have the feeling that I most of the times only get rejections. I do everything about it. So I look up on Google. That's the most basic thing. I think that's what also most of the people do. I go on fairs. So I meet the people that work in HR. I meet them personally. And then yeah, I meet them personally. Hold on. Let's do it like this. Let me place myself differently. But I meet the people from the HR. I meet them personally. And you guys, the market is so bad to a point where I'm like, what about the market? I don't even understand the market. I meet people in HR and I'm a very good I don't know how to say that, but I'm very good at meeting people. And I'm a very open person. So I just go to the fair and I meet the people from HR. I go to different fair stands and I'm just like, okay, let me have a great conversation with them. So I'm collecting like multiple contact informations and there's even a guy I've met on the fair from a company. I can't say which company it is, but I met this guy. And he told me something along the lines like, hey, send me your application, whatsoever. Then I'm reaching out to him. He says via email, hey, I remember you. So he told me that he remembers me. Everything is great, right? It's a good sign. It's a good sign, right? He remembers me. Then he said something like, I can tell you if I can offer you an internship in the beginning of December. He said something like the 2nd or the 3rd of December. Now it's 25th of December. Today's Christmas. He did not reach out to me. And what I find so devastating, devastating and heartbreaking. It's almost like heartbreaking. And I gotta place the pillow. But what I find so heartbreaking is I go on a fair, I meet him personally, I'm very open, I'm I'm very available there. I collect the contact information. We have some exchange via email and but then what? Then what? Why not? What's up? Why do you not reach out to me? Because when I look at the fair and honestly, I don't like comparing myself to people, but that is how the corporate world works, unfortunately. I mean, I think everybody did great on the fair, but when I look at the way I would present myself on the fair, I was the most interested and the best communicator on this fair. Most people didn't care. Most people, and there were a lot of people who were also younger than me. I get that. But again, this is the corporate field. Corporate field is about who is the best. It is what it is. And if someone else would have been way, way, way more better than me, I would have just pointed out right now. But I have not seen one person on the fair who was better than me, whatever that means. But that's just how the corporate field works. So out of these people, I can say I did better than the average person. I even did better than the good people. Again, this is from a corporate perspective. It's not a personal perspective. Um, and he did not reach out to me. And I will be reaching out to him again. But this is what I'm thinking. Why do you not reach out to me? You have an offer. I'm here. And you also told me, hey, I remember you. He told me he remembered me from the fair. That means I must have been catching his attention, right? If he remembers me. However, he didn't reach out to me for an internship. I'm overqualified, and it's kind of like those moments where I think, okay, why? What's the reason? Why do you not want me to be there? It's like I truly don't understand it. Even recently, I had this amazing encounterment with a company, and I was asking for an internship. I was asking if they offer internships for people who are interested in getting into the field. They told me, hey, we cannot offer you a 1 week internship. However, we can offer you a 6 month internship. What does that mean? That means they don't want that you just go there for a week and just look what they're doing. They want to let you work for 6 months for free. Again, I do not care about money. I care about the experience. So, this is why I told them that I'm still interested in, and I sent them my application. And now this is the final shocker of this year, I think. They did not even accept me to work for free. Imagine I tell them, hey, I'm like this. Hey, I'm already overqualified for this internship, but I'm a very fast learner. I'm here. I'm willing to work. I'm there to work. Show me everything. I mean, this is not what I said to them. This wasn't literally, but just from the way this whole situation was. I told them, hey, I want to work for you 6 months for free. And then even later on, I want to do the apprenticeship and finish the apprenticeship for this profession or for this job or whatever it is. And they did not even want me to work for them for free. And this is really something where in that moment, I was like, I was, my head was going crazy. My head was going crazy because how is it that you don't want me to work for you for free? I'm like, hey, I can work for free, but that is not enough for you. So, what do these companies even want from us nowadays? They don't even accept you when you want to work for them for free. Do we gotta pay them money to work? Is an internship gonna be like, hey, I wanna, or I need an internship, or I wanna do an internship. Can I pay you $1,000 for that? Is that how the future is gonna be? Because the current job market is so cooked, they won't even accept you when you wanna work for free. It just is what it is. It's a very bad situation, and I'm also interested in, okay, how is that with other people? How is that with other people? Do they have the same experience than me? Because how is that? How is it that they don't even accept you for free at some point? So I'm still looking for jobs. You know, I also do social media. I wouldn't call this necessarily working, but I look for a serious job, something where I am every day, where I'm working, and I don't even need the most biggest salary. This is the whole funny thing nowadays. Like, truly, if you would let me work for 6 months for free and then allow me to work there for money, I would do it. I would seriously do it. Because again, it's not about the biggest salary. We're talking about a regular job, regular working, regular life. I have the impression that, yeah, I have the impression that for Gen Z, it's so hard to build a future for us. It's so incredibly hard to do the most basic thing, right? We've been through so much stuff, corona, then certain wars have happened, and you know now we also even have the inflation and everything. So much, this economy is so bad, and I feel like we've been going through a lot of stuff. It's very hard to get a job. It's just very hard to get a job. I don't know why. It's simple stuff. They want so much for it. And I also think it's good when you have connections. But yeah, I still keep going. And I think this is what I can recommend to everybody. Keep going with your applications. Don't always just keep going. Send them out or call them personally. Tell them something like, I'm interested in this field whatsoever. Call them, send your application, and honestly, what I also would experience when you call them personally, it's somehow a different person than online on the website. So maybe they have like, okay, there's one person in HR who is going to get all of these online fast applications, and then there's the other person who will immediately, or like who will make final decisions. And so when you call them, you can reach also to the person who will make those final decisions. So you will already skip one step in the whole application process. But it is a very challengeable thing. It's very challenging. It's not easy to even get a job. And I have the impression it's with everything. Anything we do as a generation, everything is so hard. And I think we are also blessed at some point. We have the internet, but to be honest, what is the internet really worth when you can't get a job, or you will not be married, for example, which I think is okay. I think being married is not, it's okay to be married, it's okay to be single. I think both is fine, but from a life perspective, when you want to get a job, you want to get married, you want to get a house, all of these things, it takes a lot of courage. It's not something easy. So I'm thinking, okay, how does all of this benefit me? And then we also have AI. And it does make our lives easier, but why would I care about this when I don't even can get a job? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would why would AI really, like, for example, you do an application, right? And then usually it said, okay, but we have AI, everything is easier. But then when there is no job to apply to, why would I even need AI? This really doesn't make any sense. So I think it's something where I think a lot of us are very clueless. The job market is very cooked. It's it's cooked, you know, it's just it's not good. The job market is cooked. And yeah, I feel like most basic stuff, like, you know, it's like so much changing where you're like, okay, where do I see myself in this? Because at some point there needs to be a foundation in someone else's life. For example, with me, I can feel fulfilled without working because I will always find something to work on. Right now, for example, I'm doing this video, right? I wouldn't call this working, but still, I do develop myself, or I can learn another language, or something like that. I will always do something, and this is also something that I think is the right thing. Even when you don't work, still work on something. Use everything which you have and work on that. It's not easy. It's really not easy, and there's a lot of people who go to university and they basically don't even get a job. I'm also a college dropout. I did not finish college, but a reason for this is also the job market. Not the main reason, but yeah, I can say that. You know, I can say this is not a job interview. It's not a job interview. This is my private life. So, yeah, you know, so it's the job market. You know, because why should I study for years and not even have a job? And then you have a bachelor's, and then you're like, hey, I'm gonna put the master's. You're gonna delay like the work life, but there is not even a work life. This doesn't even make sense. A lot of people, they do that, and they get jobs which are gonna be replaced. And so the last years were very tough, and I think this is also why I stopped university, because that's the new freedom. Not going to university is the new freedom because it allows you to adjust to the situation. Okay, where do I go? What is the direction now? Because now we can't just live in a country and just think like, okay, everything is going to work out good. You're going to be like, okay, there's so many things which are changing. Maybe here you can get a job, maybe there you can get a job, maybe you can, you know, get more education in, or maybe you're going to work in this field. So many changes, which is the reason why I said, okay, I do not want to go to university anymore, because it does not give me freedom. It's actually the opposite. It's it kind of traps you. And I feel like when right now I'm very free. I'm highly free because there's so much work that I'm applying to, internships, traineeships, you know, and then I keep also my social media going. It really allows me to open doors. Now, for me, I think YouTube is just a hobby for me. It will always be a hobby, except I can't find any work, which, you know, but it's like still, it's a hobby for me. I don't think this is going to be ever uh, a job or something like that. I think it is a hobby, and I think the more you keep it a hobby, the more you keep it like that. I think this is also when the channel is gonna be it's gonna be great because you just see it as a hobby and not like something like a job. I don't get people say this is like working. However, I mean, of course, if I could make money with YouTube and I don't have a job, then of course it would be my job. But usually I would not say being a YouTuber is a job necessarily. So I think what the best, what's the best to take action on? The best thing to take action on is develop yourself still further. Keep pushing the applications, go call them, go run after these companies. You know how you gotta be like? You gotta be like someone who's running behind their ex. You're like always on the phone and you're like, I'm running like after you, like I'm heartbroken, but you're my bae or something. This is how you gotta keep it. Then the next thing is keep your knowledge also up. I still read things online like sales terms, something about business, something that can be books, that can be research. Keep them up, keep them seriously up, because use that time wisely. Don't sit around and think I'm jobless or there's not going to be anything. Use everything which what you have, every single thing. I think LinkedIn is also a good thing. Use LinkedIn. Even recently, which is so great. I made my first LinkedIn connection with someone from Harvard. I mean, not from Harvard, but this person is a Harvard graduate. And the funny story is I kept keeping my applications going. I went on fairs, I went on open days. And when I went to an open day of a company, I met this person who graduated from Harvard University. I sent them an application. Oh, not an application. I sent them a request on LinkedIn. I sent them a request and I thought like, okay, they will not accept that. I just have seen a presentation of him. I thought like he's not going to accept my request, whatever. He accepted my request. And I think this is something which is so great because even though I don't have a job, I at least have that Harvard University graduate connection. Maybe in the future I can need that connection, who knows? But keep it like that, because if someone would have told me, hey, you're gonna go on fairs, you're gonna go on open days, and you're gonna have a Harvard graduate connection. I live here in the middle of nowhere. I don't live in a huge place. Uh, I'm brokey, and just, do you see a mansion? Do you see this is this? I'm in a very average environment. You don't meet people from Harvard just like that. But now I have my first Harvard graduate connection. And this is what this is why you got to keep going, because if someone would have told me, hey, you're gonna run after companies, you're gonna go on fairs, you're gonna be basically a candidate, basically someone who's applying, I would have never believed that I would meet someone who studied at Harvard University. And this was a new experience. I haven't met anyone like that. And now I even have a connection. I can just, where's my phone? I can just get my phone and just text them something on LinkedIn and they would see it. And this is, I think, what I can recommend to anybody. Don't give up. It's not worth it to give up. Never give up. Keep your applications going. As much as bad as the job market is, keep those applications going. It's not easy, but keep them going. Keep them going. I'm just saying, I would have never ever come to this connection. And I don't say this out of that I think now just because he's been in Harvard that this is now such a great accomplishment. I mean, I don't think this way. I think um knowledge is something which is accessible everywhere. Intelligence is something which is accessible everywhere. But still, this is about the corporate market, and the corporate market, according to education, Harvard University is the best university to go to, right? I mean, one of the best universities. And maybe I don't personally look at the situation and think, wow, this person has been in Harvard. I think everybody is the same, and everybody, um, you know, for me, I think there is definitely different levels of education and things in general. Usually, I think all of them are good. I think everything is an opportunity, even if someone has something, even if something isn't scarce, it's still an opportunity. This is how I think. But from a corporate perspective, this is something scarce. This is something high. And that is why I truly value that. And I think I can just recommend to you or to anybody who's seeing that, keep them going. Don't give up. Don't give up. It's not worth it. Don't give up with your applications. Keep them going. And right now, how many LinkedIn connections do I have? I think around 60, 58 or something like that. And I haven't even worked. Because I met so many people from HR, so many people on fairs. I'm really like, I'm like really the go-getter. I just go to the fair and I put myself out there and I speak to the companies. And now I'm also able to present myself way better. The the This what I'm doing right now. I've always been on social media since I'm basically a teenager, but I was never able to present myself like this. Never ever. And I met so many great people so far. Even though I don't have a job, meet these people, go to these people, learn how to talk to these people. And even recently, I had a job interview. I was qualified for it. I had a great job interview. I was answering everything very professional, very confident, everything. They did not accept me. But again, this is an experience. Now I've been to one job interview, and then maybe with the next interview, I will be way better. The more interviews you have, the more experience you'll get. Same as with applications. I've gotten into so many professions, and they use so many different words, so many different, every company has a different culture. So I learned so many cultures of a company. Do this, send out applications. Even if you think you're a clown, still continue doing it, because there will be something that you will gain from that. Use your time wisely. Don't sit around and think like, okay, I won't get a job, I will give up, and you're just going to do nothing all day. Don't do that. Really keep your applications going. And this is how I'll also wrap up this video. Keep the applications going. Don't give up. Don't Just keep going. And at some point, doors will open for you. I really think that. I really think doors will open for you. I'm wishing you a great morning, noon, evening, wherever you're seeing this. And then we see each other in the next video. Bye. Bye bye.